So, Earthrise Cliffjumper, or the Netflix Bumblebee, a mold I really didn't like, even though I ended up buying 4 of the mold. But now there's a new Bumblebee to take the spot on my shelf that was held by the Netflix Bumblebee, and that's the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, which is just so good for a figure that I wanted to talk about it. So today we're taking a look at the Studio Series 86 The Transformers the Movie Bumblebee. So starting off in vehicle mode, Bumblebee turns into a car that kinda looks like the Volkswagen but also doesn't. This is due to in G1 he was like a penny racer, squat down little Volkswagen Beetle, and they probably couldn't get the rights to the Volkswagen for this toy. But in the actual movie he didn't really look all that like a Volkswagen. Like, he had the front of it, and that was about it. So this figure really does capture it well. So starting off, if we look at the front, you can tell where the Volkswagen, like, hood inspiration comes from with how it's molded. I love the fact that they managed to include his Autobot logo on the front there, as that's something that a lot of Bumblebees have, but some cases they don't include it, and other cases they do. It's kind of strange, but I do love that it's included here. I love how big his bumper is. It looks like he's like made to go off-road or something. I love his little headlights, they're adorable. I just love how squat the vehicle mode is. Like, you can tell he was based on a penny racer with how there's a tiny wheel up the front and a big wheel up the back. I do wish though on the back of the vehicle he had the like tire hubcap instead of just what this is. As when I saw Bumblebee in the cartoon, I thought he had that tire hubcap mold, but a lot of figures don't include it, so I guess he didn't. I do love that the windows are like opaque plastic and not clear ones, though I do wish they were blue. I'm fine with them being black windows, but I do kind of wish they were blue. I guess I could always go into Toy Hacks and fix it later, but it's just something I really wish they had done, and I really just love how tiny and compact he is. So hey, Bumblebee looks really good in vehicle mode, so I just had to get some pictures, so here they are. Transformation on Bumblebee is really nice and satisfying. I love that he has a dedicated hinge on his legs dedicated to hiding away the Autobot badge, which they just ended up making part of his transformation, which is really nice. And I do love that this figure doesn't include parts forming like the last one did. It didn't feel like the need to just include parts forming for the sake of having it. Though one of the annoying things about this is my figure's arm likes popping off during transformation as it's kind of molded weird. I think that's just a problem of my copy though. But altogether, it is a really satisfying transformation. Here we are in robot mode and Bumblebee looks perfect. He looks just like I remembered him looking in G1, though a little less chubby than he was there. So starting off, we'll go up to his head, and his head looks like him, but also kind of a bit strange, as it looks a bit more chubby than Bumblebee's face normally is, but at the same time it looks just like it. I'm not really sure how to, like, articulate this, but it looks like they took the Masterpiece head and just squished it down. So, I must admit, this is a thing I'd rather from the old figure. I prefer the old one's head over this one. But this one does look really nice as well. It does really capture how Bumblebee looks. But moving down to the rest of him, Bumblebee looks really good. I love that his chest sticks out as far as it does, as it did do that in the G1 show. I love that the auto badge is there, though I still wish they would white outline their Autobot badges. I know we didn't have a white backed outline in G1. I just personally prefer them having white backed outlines. I mean, it just ends up standing out more with it being white backed. But this is fine, I might end up fixing it later with Toy Hacks. I do really love the arms and how they capture how Bumblebee's arms look in the show. Though they have got this little notch in them, and I don't know if it's just me or something, but I feel like I want to just keep putting my finger in it or something. I don't know, it's a bit strange, but like, it just feels satisfying doing that. I love that the back fits cleanly on there and it's not just trying to, like, be there for the sake of being there. Like, it actually holds the back of him together really nice. It does really complete his silhouette. His legs do look really good. He actually has a decent waist now instead of what he had with the Netflix figure. His legs do look a bit long, but they did need to fit in vehicle mode, so I'll give him a pass there. And his feet, whilst being really big, is accurate for Bumblebee. Though where they put the ankle pivot is a bit strange, but I do understand why it's there. So altogether, you do get a really good looking figure. Posability on Bumblebee is really standard. Starting off, he has a ball joint on the head, allowing for up, down, and swivel, though it is a bit hindered with the up and down. Arms pull a full 360 around and go out at 90. There's a bicep swivel. Elbows pull a 90. There's wrist swivel. Waist swivel. Legs are unimpeded in all directions. There's a thigh swivel. Knees bend at 90. Ankles bend at 90. And pivot. Accessory wise, you just get one thing, and that's Bumblebee's blaster from the G1 show and movie. It looks really good, though I remember it being more like blue toned instead of just grey. Don't get me wrong, I do really love the grey here, but just correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember it being blue. But that could just be me misremembering things. It does look really nice and does look really accurate to how it looked in the show. But hey, Bumblebee looks really good in robot mode, so I just had to put him some poses, so here they are. This has been the review for the Transformers Studio Series 86, The Transformers, the movie, Bumblebee. Tell me, what do you think about this figure? Do you have him, do you like him, or do you skip him entirely? Personally, I do really love him. He is a perfect replacement for the Netflix Bumblebee I had, as I really despised that figure after like a couple days of having it. Though I needed a Bumblebee for my shelf, so I just kept him there. So I do really love that I've got this one to replace that. Now I just need a good replacement for my Cliff Jumper. Though there is technically already a Studio Series Cliff Jumper out there through the Buzzworthy line, I do really wish they make a new Cliff Jumper, as I do despise that mold now. But anyway, tell me, what do you think? Thanks for watching.